Look at what he's eating. Rice with egg. How disgusting. Those words echoed like stabs to Manuel's chest, and he didn't know what to do. Manuel was 60 years old, black, thin, with skin weathered by the sun and time. He worked as a construction helper on a building site in the city center. He was a simple man, soft-spoken, with calloused hands and a tired look, but full of faith. Every day at noon, he would sit in a corner of the construction site, always away from the others. He carefully removed the lid from his old aluminum lunchbox. Inside, the same lunch as always. Rice, fried egg, and sometimes a little bit of flour. Before eating, he would close his eyes and say quietly, "This is what God has sent today, and I am grateful." But on one particular day, while he was preparing to pray, 3 younger workers saw what was in his lunchbox and started laughing. Andre, 25 years old, white with a strong build, mocked him. "Look at this poor guy, rice and egg. Where's the steak, old man? You starving or what?" The laughter of the others followed. Manuel didn't respond. He just lowered his eyes, clasped his hands, prayed in silence, and ate. That night at home, he told his wife what had happened. She held his hand with tears in her eyes and said, "Don't be ashamed of having little, Manuel. God sees everything." He replied calmly, "I know and I trust him." Days later, something unexpected happened. One of the site engineers, a successful reserved man, approached him during break time. He said he had been observing Manuel's polite manner, his commitment, and above all, his humility. And then he made him an offer. He wanted to hire him directly to handle maintenance at a high-end condominium with proper registration, fixed salary, and full benefits. Manuel accepted. For the first time in decades, he had a job with a formal contract. Over time, he earned the respect of everyone at his new job. Months later, he returned to that same construction site where he had been humiliated. But this time, driving the modest car he had bought through hard work and faith. The guys who had laughed at him were still there. When they saw him, they lowered their heads. Manuel simply said, "Life comes full circle, boys. To humiliate those who have little is to offend God himself." And he left in peace. Today, at 60 years old, Manuel supports his family with dignity. He no longer has to choose between buying bread or paying the electric